Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's presentation on safety data sheets and the binder that holds them. This will be a short review of what is necessary at your campus. So what do I need to know? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Just a few important steps to ensure that you are fully prepared in the event of an emergency, that you have everything you need for your SDS binder. And this won't take long, I promise. An SDS sheet is required for any product that has a chemical composition. So that means clinic supplies. This could include items that you've purchased from Henry Schein or McKesson. This will also include items that may have been donated to you by a doctor's office or a manufacturer. Also product samples that may have been picked up at a trade show or something. These things we can bring in and show to our students, but if we bring them into campus, we must have an SDS sheet for them. Also, household cleaning items need an SDS sheet. And probably the one that we forget about the most would be your office supply items. Things like your Sharpie markers, your dry erase markers, print toner, that sort of thing. They all have SDS sheets and they are required. So when reviewing your SDS binder, the first thing to do is to do a chemical inventory of the items on your campus. Once that inventory has been completed, you want to take that list and confirm that you have a copy of each product's SDS sheet in your safety data binder. If there is a sheet that's missing, you may obtain that from either the manufacturer website, or if it came from McKesson or Henry Schein, you can go directly to their website and download a copy. It's important that your SDS binder have these sheets set up in alphabetical order. This is for ease of use. There should be a reference page at the very beginning that includes an index of everything that is contained within that binder. I do suggest that alphabetical tabs be added to make it the process simpler when you are looking for a specific chemical. These SDS binders tend to get rather large, and so again, in a situation where you need to get this information readily, the tabs will help to narrow it down and get you to where you need to be quicker. So I would suggest that. A helpful hint about creating your index list. If it is typed up on a Word document and saved in your computer, then as you add new chemicals to the campus, new products, new cleaning supplies, and so on, those can be you can quickly amend that index and print off a new one and replace it. If you don't save it, now you have quite a long list that you have to go back and redo, and we don't want you to waste time on that. So save your list on your hard drive or in your Google Drive. One of the things I do recommend is adding a how to read your safety data sheet at the very beginning of your binder. This is something that will just give the basics. So again, in case of an emergency and it needs to be referenced, there is some quick and easy information there to follow. This particular SDS sheet, information sheet, has been uploaded to the curriculum file. And so if you don't have it, you are welcome to go there, download it, print it off, and put it in your binder. Or if you find one online that you think is more suitable for your campus, feel free to do so as well. The SDS binder is You're gonna have more than one. So you'll need your campus set, and that is an inclusive set that will hold all of the SDS sheets for any chemically based products on campus. Now, depending on the size of your campus, you may have multiple binders because this will include all of your programs. So if that's the case, you will need to have those binders labeled as, volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. Your indexes will have to reflect what content is in each one of those. And it's up to you whether you want to divide those by programs or if you simply want them strictly by alphabetical order. Either way is fine. You just need to be consistent with that. In addition, each clinic classroom must have its own SDS binder that is unique to it. So, for example, there should be one in the medical assisting clinic, there should be another in the dental assisting clinic, and so forth. And all of those sheets will be specific to just that program. Again, you need an index sheet, and you need them in alphabetical order so that they're easy to find. Your SDS binder should be clearly labeled on both the front of the binder as well as the spine of the binder for easy emergency identification. The typical colors that you find are the yellow and the red. There was on the previous slide you saw black and yellow. You don't have to buy a specific binder. It could simply be a plain yellow, for example, and then you could label it. You could just write on it or put a sleeve in to label it, but you do need to have it in both places so that it's easy to find. When you're storing your binder, or binders, I should say, they need to be readily accessible. They must not be locked up in a cabinet, locked up in a drawer, or located behind a locked door. Remember, these binders are for situations of potential exposure, and so they have to be accessible at all times when the campus is open. So please make sure wherever you are storing these that they are kept in a place where anybody on campus can, grab it if they need to. It's kind of falls into the same category as, say, your fire extinguisher. Has to be readily accessible. Let's talk just for a second about OSHA. OSHA does require that we maintain SDS sheets on every product that we use that has the chemical in it for a minimum of 30 years. Okay, so that pretty much is an indefinite, time frame. This includes products that have been discontinued, any donated items that were given to the campus, or samples of products that were received by, say, manufacturer reps. These items are fine to bring in, but when we bring them into the campus, then we do need to take it a step further and obtain that SDS sheet and insert it into the binder. Once it's in the binder, it is never removed. Never removed. Okay. If you have an item, say you received a sample of a product and you had it for show and tell and you used it up and it's gone, and of course, obviously you're not going to be buying it, so it's never coming back. Keep the sheet in the book. You could make a note in there if you wanted to that this item is no longer available on campus and date it. That's fine. But I will tell you, that's not required. What is required is that it stays put. So don't pull anything out. Let's talk for a minute about HAZCOM labeling. Your SDS sheets are what you will refer to when you have to create a HAZCOM label. And let me remind you about when we use HAZCOM labels. Anytime we take a chemical product out of its original packaging and we put it into some sort of a generic container, jar, box, bottle, spray bottle, whatever, it has to have a HAZCOM label. Okay, so in this example here, you can see there's a bottle of McKesson isopropyl alcohol. When that is removed and it's poured into this brown alcohol dispenser, at this point, it is no longer in its original packaging, and you must fill out a HAZCOM sticker and attach it to the alcohol bottle. Okay, so again, anytime it's outside of its original packaging, you must create a HAZCOM label. Now, where do you get the HAZCOM labels? Very easy. These can be ordered from McKesson. This is the exact sticker that we order, and this is the order information for you. You can see it is a 2x2 inch sticker, and the item number is 875049. And when you fill this out, you will look at your SDS sheet and take from it the information that is asked for on this form and transfer it over. A pretty simple process. I will tell you that on items that, like say, for example, that alcohol bottle, as that alcohol bottle gets used over and over again and some of the alcohol leaks off the side and whatnot, the labels will get kind of tattered, stained, torn, begin to peel. When you see that, that's your cue to remove it and replace it with a fresh label. HAZCOM labels are only effective if you can read them. So if they have gotten stained and the ink has maybe smeared because they got wet, then they really are no longer useful, and you are now not in compliance with OSHA or HAZCOM. So any of those products that have these labels, you want to monitor them and replace them as necessary. All right, that takes us to the very end of our presentation. Short and sweet for today. I appreciate your time very much. And I will tell you, if you have any questions about your SDS binder, please feel free to reach out to myself or your department program chair. We'll be happy to answer those questions for you. Thank you for your time today. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.